Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this episode. I am very sorry that this is on a Thursday. I was very busy yesterday with doing a lot of things, and I completely forgot to record for the CWS. So I am making up for it. You know what? We're going to watch a good pay-per-view this time. Why don't we go back to the world of NXT Black and Gold before it turned into 2.0, and let's check out NXT Takeover Toronto from 2016. We have the glorious one, Bobby Roode, taking on 10-10-10 Ty Dillinger, better known as Sean Spears right now. So let's not waste any more time and get to our opening contest of the night. So we've just had our first matchup, Ty Dillinger versus Bobby Roode. And this was good. This was a fun matchup. It was entertaining. It was, my God, I forget just how good Bobby Roode was in NXT. Like, he did win the NXT Championship as well, but this was great. This was an awesome matchup. Just a lot of just great psychology between both men. Really great. Glorious DDT gets the win. 4-1. Bobby, I can't do it again. God damn it. Bobby Roode. So, our next matchup is the Authors of Pain taking on TM61, Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. So, we're going to go through the very brief tournament that happened for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So, here we go. TM61 versus Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatelli. We all know who wins that one. Austin Aries and Roderick Strong took on Heavy Machinery. Now, Austin Aries could not compete due to injury, so Regal decided that the winners would be determined by a singles match pitting Thorne against Roderick Strong in the second round matchup. So, next up, it was Kota Ibushi versus TJ Perkins versus Lindsay Dorado and Mustafa Ali. Ibushi's partner was originally supposed to be Hideo Itami, but he was injured before the tournament began, so he was replaced by TJP. Bobby Roode and Ty Dillinger took on Sanity's Alexander Wolf and Sawyer Fulton. That would lead into the first matchup of the night, which was Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger, because Bobby Roode left Ty Dillinger to face Sanity on his own. Officer of Pain versus the Bollywood Boys. We all know who wins that one. No Way Jose and Rich Swann took on Drew Gulak and Tony Nese. No Way Jose and Rich Swann won that. Revival took on Andrade Almas and Cedric Alexander. Revival won that one. DIY took on Ho Ho Lun and Tai Bing. No idea who these two are. I'm very sorry about that. He is signed with so Ho Ho Yulun is signed with Dragon Gate. He is a Hong Kong professional wrestler, and Tai Bin is a Chinese professional wrestler. Tai is Tian and Bin is the way it sounds. So just to do the quarterfinals and semi-finals, TM61 beat Austin Aries and Roderick Strong. As I said earlier, it was Shane Thorne versus Roderick Strong in a singles match. Kota Ibushi and TJP lost to Sanity. Authors of Pain defeated No Way Jose and Rich Swann. The DIY forfeited the match between the Revival. The Revival withdrew from the tournament, asserting that Dawson was injured, but they would go on to face each other for the tag team titles coming up tonight. We'll get to that story in a minute. And in the semi-finals, TM61 defeated Sanity and Authors of Pain defeated DIY. So, let's get to our finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So, also, Paul Ellering is with the Authors of Pain. He will be hung above the ring inside of a cage because toys, pretty much they were selling a toy. So we just had TM61 taking on Authors of Pain for the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So this is the second of the tournaments. The first one was won by Samoa Joe and Prince Devitt, aka Finn Balor. This was a fun matchup. It was basically TM61 who were the Davids, and Authors of Pain were Goliaths. My God, this was a fun matchup. TM61 just flew around the ring. They sold for Authors of Pain. They also sold Authors of Pain sold for them. It was great. This was a fun matchup. Authors of Pain get the win after the last chapter on Thorn to get the win. So yeah, this was fun. They would go on for a tag team title shot moving forward. And speaking of the tag team titles, our third matchup of the night is the Revival versus DIY. So yes, Revival cost DIY a shot at the finals of said Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So they basically challenged the Revival for a match, 2 out of 3 falls for the NXT titles, and this is DIY's last chance at the titles. So I'm looking forward to this one. Let's get to it. So we just had DIY versus Revival for the tag team titles. This was great. This was such a good matchup. This was an entertaining matchup. This is the era as well that sometimes the NXT shows, the takeovers, were better than the main roster, and I'm one of these people that agrees with that 100%. So first fall goes to the Revival after hitting a shatter machine on Gargano. The running knee super kick combination gets the win, gets the second fall for DIY on Dawson, and then the Gargano escape gets the win for DIY after Dash Wheeler gets the taps out to that move. This was fun. This was amazing. The submissions the DIY put on both DIY members, DIY put on the Revival, just poetic, just to see them both tap out at the same time. It was a poetic thing. And speaking of tapping out, if you guys haven't checked out the Killer Cross My WrestleMania Weekend Ended with a Viral Moment video, I highly fucking recommend it, because my god, we see a little bit of Killer Cross coming out, and if we get Killer Cross in WWE again, I'm going to be a happy boy. So I'll put it in the recommendation videos here at the end of the video, so you can go check that out. As well, I will also be putting the link to the NXT TakeOver Toronto right there as well at the end of the video. So our next matchup is Oscar versus Mickie James. So let's get to this one. Mickie James hasn't been in the ring in over 5 years for WWE, so yeah, let's see how this one goes. So we just had Oscar versus Mickie James in the NXT Women's Championship matchup, and this was entertaining. This was really fun. It was a fun matchup. It was a style clash in a way, but it worked so well. You know, Mickie being the more American style wrestler, Oscar being Japanese based. It was a really fun matchup. It was entertaining. It was it was good. And obviously, Oscar retains with the Oscar lock, and it was just a fun matchup. Mickie tries to go for the handshake, Oscar doesn't accept and just walks out with a belt. So, our main event of the evening is Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura, a rematch from the last NXT show. I believe it was, give me 2 seconds, I believe it was NXT Bloodline 2, where Joe was the champion and Shinsuke won the belt, I believe. Give me 2 seconds. Yes, I am correct. So let's get to this one. So we just had Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was an entertaining matchup. You know, it was just two horses just having a fight. It was great. It was a really fun matchup. Joe wins the belt back after a 3-month reign from Nakamura. Bit of a weird one, but I believe this was when Nakamura was called up to the main roster. I could be wrong on that one. In fact, let me just double check when Shinsuke Nakamura made his main roster debut. Just so that I know when it was, because I'm pretty sure I'm not entirely sure when it was. 2 seconds. When was his main roster debut? When was Shinsuke Nakamura's main roster debut? Yeah, April 2017, so after SmackDown. So yeah, this was getting Shinsuke kind of ready to move on to the main roster for WWE and stuff like that. So yeah, this was his starting point. So yeah, great show, very entertaining. If you want to watch it, I'll have the link right there, and I will also have Killer Cross's documentary right there as well. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining me for this episode of the Classic Wrestling Series. We'll be back on Wednesday next week, fingers crossed, and the next episode of Resident Evil will go up tomorrow. That will be back on Friday. So TTFN, ta-ta for now.